am Dr. Dhivya.R, Assistant Professor from the PG and Research Department of Zoology, Nirmala College for Women, Coimbatore. Today we are going to see on the topic sewage treatment by microorganisms. So it is a type of wastewater treatment that aims to remove contaminants from sewage to produce an effluent that can be reused, and so thereby preventing water pollution from sewage water discharges. So usually microorganisms play an important role in sewage water treatment, and let's see in detail the role of microorganisms in sewage water treatment. Let's start with the slides.
Sewage treatment is of two types: small scale sewage treatment and large scale sewage treatment. Small scale sewage treatment is done in two ways: with the help of cesspools and with the help of septic tank. First we can see what is a cesspool. Human waste is thrown in cesspool in many homes and is constructed in underground part with concrete in such a way that it contains walls of cylindrical rings with pores. Wastewater enters the cesspool through the inlet pipe. The bottom of the cesspool remains open. Therefore, the suspended solid materials that falls on the bottom of the cesspool will form sludge after getting deposited in huge amount. Water passes out through the open bottom of cesspool and through pores into the surrounding soil. The sludge are decomposed by anaerobic bacteria, resulting in release and deposition of breakdown products on the ground. Dried bacterial preparations of Bacillus subtilis or yeast cells will help to accelerate the decomposition of sludge deposited at the bottom of cesspool. Here you can see the representation of cesspools that are constructed. Next we can see what is a septic tank. In rural areas, individual family uses septic tanks because of lack of public sewers. It is a metalloid or concrete tank which is kept below the ground level somewhere near the homes, into which all the domestic waste flow through the inlet pipes. Water flows through outlets to a distribution box which is connected with perforated pipes that open under the soil surface in the surrounding areas. Therefore, effluents from the tank is passed to underground surface of soil. Through this process, the pathogenic microbes are not eliminated. Therefore, the drinking water supply must be kept at certain distance of the pipes of septic tank. There remain undigested organic materials called sludge, and it should be removed from the septic tank at certain intervals by pumping process, otherwise it will block the tank and pipes. In addition, in small towns, sewage is collected into large ponds which are called oxidation lagoons. The sewage is discharged into oxidation lagoons where organic materials are oxidized first by aerobic organisms and the sediments are decomposed by anaerobic microorganisms. Here you can see a representation of septic tanks that are constructed in house. Next is large scale sewage treatment. In cities, the overall processes of conventional municipal sewage plant can be divided into three steps. They are primary treatment, secondary treatment and tertiary treatment. In primary treatment, physical separation of insoluble materials to lower the BOD is done. Secondary treatment is based on microbial decomposition of organic materials in the effluents. In tertiary treatment, chemical removal of inorganic nutrients and pathogenic microbes is carried out. Let's start with primary treatment. Physical removal of 20 to 30% of organic materials present in sewage in particulate form is done in primary treatment. It is removed by screening precipitation of small particulate and settling in basin or tanks. The solid material or sludge is removed and is kept in landfill for composting with the help of anaerobic digestion. The accumulated materials in sludge tanks are subjected to aluminium sulfate or the other coagulants so that the suspended particles, organic materials and microorganisms are trapped. Next is secondary treatment. By this process, about 90 to 95% of the BOD and many pathogens are removed. Reduction of BOD by 90% is achieved through mineralization of small fraction of organic matter and conversion of large proportion to removable solids. Secondary treatment is done by several methods as described below. The oxidation pond. The oxidation pond is also called lagoons or stabilization ponds. The organic materials that are degraded by heterotrophic bacteria into simpler forms support the growth of algae. Oxygen evolved by algae after photosynthesis maintains the oxygen deficit created by heterotrophs. Next is trickling filters. It consists of a bed of crushed stone, gravel, slag or synthetic material with drains made at the bottom of the tank and also a revolving sprinkler which distributes the liquid sewage evenly. The porous filter bed becomes coated with slimy bacterial growth mainly by Zooglea ramigera and other slime producing bacteria. These microorganisms form a stationary microbial culture because of continuous supply of nutrients present in sewage. Therefore, BOD of effluent is reduced by these microorganisms. Here you can see a representation of trickling filters. Next is activated sludge. In it, very vigorous aeration of the sewage is done. The sewage is passed into the aeration tank from primary settling tank and is aerated by mechanical stirring. Due to vigorous aeration of sewage, floc-formation will occur. The flocs are permitted to settle down in secondary settling tank. The particles of floc, that is activated sludge, contain large amount of metabolizing bacteria together with yeast, fungi and protozoa. The activated sludge is again introduced in primary settling tank for rapid development of microorganisms. This process is repeated and it results in complete flocculation of fresh sewage within a few hours. The activated sludge process reduces the BOD of effluent to 10 to 15% as compared to raw sewage. The settled sludge should be removed from settling tank and is permitted to anaerobic treatment. Advantage of using activated sludge process are significant reduction in BOD and suspended solids, reduction in intestinal pathogen, requirement of little land and no need of high dilution of final effluent. This is a representation of activated sludge. Next is anaerobic digesters. These digesters are used only for processing of settled sewage, sludge and the treatment of very high BOD industrial effluents. Anaerobic digesters are large fermentation tanks designed to operate anaerobically with continuous supply of untreated sludge and removal of final stabilized sludge product. In these tanks, provisions are made for mechanical mixing, heating, gas collection, sludge addition and removal of final stabilized sludge. High amount of suspended organic materials with high number of bacterial community is found. Next is tertiary treatment. Tertiary treatment is aimed to remove non-biodegradable organic materials, heavy metals and minerals. By using activated carbon filters, the organic pollutants can be removed. Whereas by adding lime, the phosphorus is precipitated as calcium phosphate. Nitrogen can be removed by stripping volatilization as ammonia at high pH values. Ammonia can be converted by chlorination to dichloramine, which in turn is converted to nitrogen. Tertiary treatment is expensive, therefore it is not employed unless it is very necessary.
So in today's class, we have seen the wastewater treatment with the help of microorganisms, that is primary, secondary and tertiary treatment with the help of microorganisms. In next class, we can see another topic. Thank you.